Okay, so what made you want to create the Sip and Scoop ice cream and wine flights event? How did that come about?
Uh, well, my husband and I, we're the owners and the winemakers at Bayernmoor Cellars, and we're always looking for ways to be creative, to innovate, to make wine fun and exciting. And so, as part of one of our brainstorming sessions, I was thinking about, new ideas, new ways of bringing wine to people in a fun way. And there's an ice cream shop right down the street in the same complex that we're in called Swanky Scoop. And Bonnie, who's the owner, makes fantastic ice cream. And I know that my husband and my kids all love it. And so I was thinking about that, and I thought, well, why couldn't we do something with wine and ice cream? Um, Wine is actually very challenging to pair with sweets because of the sugar in most desserts make wine taste very acidic. So it actually usually makes wine taste not great because of how much sugar is in the desserts. And the beauty of Bonnie's creativity and her knowledge about making ice cream is that she was able to use our wine in her ice cream. And then the flavor combinations she has come up with are so amazingly unique that they actually really pair well with the wine. So that's kind of how it rolled about. We came up with the idea, and then we approached Bonnie, and she thought it was a great opportunity. And so that's how we started that partnership.
hmm My next question is, what can people expect from attending this event? Obviously, there will be food and drinks available, but will there be any activities that people can do? What can people expect, basically?
Well, this is not something that is an activity, I think, in the way you're thinking of. It is one of the food and wine pairings that we offer at our tasting room.
hmm
So if you look at our website, you'll see that we have a menu on our Visit Us webpage section, and it shows how we do food and wine pairings, which I love. I always enjoy really the combination of food and wine together. And so the Sip and Scoop is an extension of that in terms of offering food in the form of ice cream as a pairing to the wine. So it's something that we normally in the past have done May through September, but because it's become so popular, we've actually decided to offer it on a daily basis, Wednesday through Sunday. Now that we're even in the winter and the fall and winter seasons, because again, it's become such a fad that we thought, okay, well, we should keep going with it. So
hmm
it's something that's offered on a daily basis. So you can come in at any time and try the pairings.
That's cool. So like, who are the key stakeholders in bringing this event together?
Uh, well, that would be me and my husband, our chef, Tori Barr, who's amazing. She also helps and contributes. And obviously, Bonnie, who owns Swanky Scoop, does as well. The way it typically works is that when we're rolling into a new season of flavors, Bonnie will work her magic behind the scenes and provide us with a couple of options for each wine. And so we will taste through her flavor suggestions, and then we will pick which ones of those that she has offered taste the best with the wine. And if we have any comments or suggested changes to the recipe, tweaks we'd like to make, that's when we work with Bonnie as well in terms of creating that final recipe and that final product for us.
hmm My next question is, how does this event bring in that home comfort feeling to the greater Woodinville community?
Well, everybody loves ice cream. So I think that it's really fun to pair an adult beverage like wine, and also have it be really fun, have it be something that everybody can sit down and enjoy. And it's fun. I mean, it's wine and ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream? And so putting them together is sort of a brilliant combination.
Mm-hmm. My next question is, what have you heard from members of the community about this event? Let's talk a little bit about the impact that this event has on Woodinville residents.
I think it's definitely one of the most unique offerings that is available in Woodinville. You know, the Woodinville area, of course, is sort of the mecca in Washington State for wineries and tasting rooms. And so for us to do something that is really fun and different and unique is a great way to bring people in. And it's something that people actually look forward to doing. They make reservations specifically to come in and enjoy the sip and scoop pairing. So it's a great way to kind of bring people together and have a great afternoon.
Mm-hmm. My last question is, what can people take away from this event? What do you hope this event will do in the long run?
Well, part of why we do food and wine pairings at the tasting room is because I want to inspire people who come in to think about pairing their wine with different flavor combinations, to get them excited about taking that bottle home and enjoying it with family and friends. That you can do something more with it than just open it and drink it by itself, which of course is delicious and wonderful. But most of us enjoy preparing that wine and having it with a meal or having it with something to nibble on. And so by doing the ice cream flight, it is another way for us to show people that you can play with wine, have a great time. You don't have to be afraid of trying different kinds of flavor combinations with your wine, and that it can be just really fun. So that's really my goal with having the food and wine pairings that we do at the tasting rooms, is to inspire people to go home with their wine and be excited about it and to be creative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.